Hi, my name's Steve Shaw from submityourarticle.com, and thank you for watching this video on how to do effective keyword research for article marketing. Keyword research is absolutely vital, not just for helping determine what you want to get out of article marketing, but also for significantly magnifying the results you get from it. Before we get started, if you don't have a copy already, please pick up my free report on the secrets of sustainable long-term traffic from submityourarticle.com, where I detail the information I'll be sharing in this video, as well as give you a complete model to follow for building high levels of traffic to your own website for the long term. So to grab that report, go straight to submityourarticle.com now. So who am I? As you might be able to tell from my accent, I'm based in England. I've been working online since 2001 and have been involved in article marketing since 2002, using article marketing to drive millions of dollars in sales for my own online business, as well as assisting thousands of businesses all over the world to use article marketing effectively in their own businesses. And I continue to spread the word about how effective a technique article marketing continues to be. And at the bottom of it all, keyword research, exactly what we're looking at in this video. So let's go through what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. What you can achieve through effective keyword research. The two vital lists of keywords you need to be using for your article marketing. Effective techniques you can use to research and compile your keywords. You'll love what I've got for you here. And finally, of course, how to use the keywords you found in your research for your article marketing, an area many people stumble over and don't properly understand. I'll also cover some advanced techniques you won't hear about anywhere else. By the way, just for clarity, by keyword I am also referring to keyword phrases that may have 2, 3 or more words within them. For example, how to train a dog would be a keyword within the dog training niche, so keyword or keyword phrase can be used fairly interchangeably. So let's have a look at what can be achieved through effective keyword research and applying that research to your article marketing efforts. You're not just looking at a potential page 1 position for your main keyword, but page 1 positions for multiple keywords, and not just any keywords. These are keywords with high levels of competition that you may consider it difficult or impossible to get a high ranking for. I've seen this happen many times with effective article marketing backed up with effective keyword research. Of course, none of it can ever be guaranteed, as there are many factors in play, not least whether your site is genuinely about the keywords you are trying to rank well for, offers your visitors good value and is appropriately optimized. But presuming you've got the basics in place, article marketing can be incredibly powerful. For example, as an example of my own experiences, I've had page 1 positions not just at number 1 on the page, but also number 2, number 3, number 4 for the same keyword, so effectively dominating Google for that keyword. And this isn't just any keyword, but a highly competitive keyword with over 400 million competing pages. And at the same time, I've had numerous other high rankings on page 1 for other high competition keywords, each with competition levels ranging from around 8 million to nearly 60 million competing pages or more. But of course, it's not the high rankings themselves that are important, it's the amount of traffic they can deliver to your website over the long term. Your keyword research will mean compiling 2 separate lists of keywords for different purposes. Firstly, your main keywords, so those you want to rank well for on the search engines. These keywords tend to have high competition, but also have high traffic potential. After all, presumably that's why you'll be wanting to target them, to get the rewards that a high ranking in the search engines can give you. Secondly, you'll want to compile a list of long tail keywords. You can use these to optimize your articles for, and try to get the articles themselves ranked well for on the search engines. So you're not specifically wanting the main page of your site to rank well for these, that's primarily what the main keywords are for, but the articles themselves that you distribute or content you have on other pages of your website. Because these long tail keywords generally have lower competition levels, it can be relatively easy to get an article ranked well. Traffic levels for each long tail keyword tends to be relatively low, but once you have a few articles out there, optimized and ranked well for different long tail keywords, the traffic starts to add up. And again, this is all long-term, sustainable traffic that we're talking about here. Let's look at each of these keyword types in turn in a bit more depth, and then we'll look at how to find them for your own niche. Looking at the main keywords, these keywords are usually 2 to 3 words long and competitive, meaning there is a high demand for the keyword in question. So lots of people searching for the keyword, all potential visitors to your website, as well as a high supply of websites listed in the SERPs. For those who don't know, SERPs means search engine results pages, or what a search engine like Google displays to you when you do a search, but basically a list of suitable websites in response to the search that you're doing. Such keywords are important for your business simply because in terms of traffic levels, this is where the gold is. However, the traffic levels are attractive for other businesses too, and because of the large number of sites that are often competing for the keyword in question, it can take longer to rank highly for them, simply because there are more sites you need to get past to get to the head of the queue. By the way, when I say high ranking, I mean a page 1 listing on Google, and I tend to focus on Google as they continue to have the largest share of the search market. In other words, more people use Google than any other search engine. Now this might come to you as a surprise, but with article marketing, as long as you have some other factors in place too, and I describe them in depth in my free sustainable traffic report at submityourarticle.com that I mentioned right at the beginning of this video, it's actually easier than you may think to get a page 1 listing on Google, even for highly competitive keywords. And as I've said, not just one, but for several keywords at a time. For niches I work in, I'm right there at the entrance to the gold mine, as it were, ranked well on page 1, if not position 1 on page 1, across multiple keyword phrases. You want to be looking for similar gold in your own niche, and that's what I'll be helping you to do with the information in this video. It's worth noting, however, that when doing your keyword research, not all keywords are created equal, and presuming you're looking to profit in your business, most people are, some keywords represent more monetary value than others. So here are some questions to help find those gold keywords. Most people are generally motivated by one of two things: the avoidance of pain or the attainment of pleasure. So in terms of some questions to consider during your research, does the keyword represent a solution to a problem, or some kind of pain someone might be willing to spend money resolving? Does the keyword mean someone is in action mode or ready to make a purchase? As a quick example, the keyword asthma symptoms is likely to be made up of a lot of people looking to self-diagnose or investigate a condition further, whereas with a keyword like cure asthma, you have people wanting to take action and do something about it. Similarly, words like buy in a keyword represent high value to your business for obvious reasons. Finally, does the keyword represent some kind of pleasure someone is interested in attaining? For example, a holiday, or linked to a hobby or some other kind of leisure activity they are looking to pursue. When you do your research, and we'll look at how to do that in more depth shortly, you will generally want to find between 5 and 10 of these main keywords. Long tail keywords, on the other hand, are keywords that are usually 3 to 8 words long, with less potential traffic, so less people searching for these keywords, and lower numbers of competing pages. Because there is less competition, it's easier generally to get individual articles ranked for the keyword in question, where it's been properly optimized for the keyword. There is lower traffic for each keyword, but by getting a number of articles in circulation, the traffic adds up over time and starts to become more significant. Effectively, what you are doing here is discovering the information that people are searching for example, how to do something, and then meeting that need with an article, and thereby attracting people with an interest in your niche to you, your website, and your business. Of course, your articles do not all have to be determined by specific long-tail keywords, but it is a good idea to keep keyword research in mind. Firstly, it can help you determine what to write about, and secondly, you might as well take advantage of the traffic available for long-tail keywords if you're creating the content anyway. Sometimes, in fact, a minor tweak in a keyword in an article you were going to write about anyway can make all the difference. For example, tens of searches a month versus hundreds of searches a month, and often the competition levels will be similar, despite the huge differences in potential traffic. In doing your research for long-tail keywords, you are generally looking to find at least 20 such keywords. Before we look at how to use each set of keywords, let's firstly go into how to actually do keyword research. In doing keyword research, there are two main figures you are looking for. Firstly, the demand for a keyword, i.e. the number of people conducting a search using a particular keyword, and then the supply for a keyword, so the number of websites that exist to supply that demand, so in effect the number of websites that contain the keyword. We'll use Google's own keyword research tool along with data from their search engine results pages, or SERPs, to help illustrate this. Firstly, to go to Google's keyword research tool, just search for keyword tool on Google as illustrated here, and it's usually right there at number 1 position, and click through. You don't have to have an AdWords account to be able to use it. Google's keyword tool basically allows you to assess the first figure we had on the previous slide, so the number of people searching for a specific keyword, or the demand. In the example here, you can see over 800,000 people every month are searching for information on dog training. And then listed below that are numerous other related keywords that, if this was your niche, you could add to your main keywords or long tail keywords lists, each with differing numbers of searches per month, and so on. So this is how to assess demand. Now let's look at how to assess supply. To discover how many websites are supplying the demand for a particular keyword, you need to search for the same keyword on Google, wrapping it in quotation marks as seen in the example here. You'll see in the example that it brought back nearly 8 million competing pages. So we have the demand at 800,000 and the supply at 8 million. Due to the relatively high levels of competition but the very high potential traffic levels, you could have this as a main keyword that you were looking to rank high for. If the demand were low, it wouldn't be worth trying to compete against the millions of other pages vying for that keyword term. But in this case, the traffic levels make it potentially worthwhile to do so. So this is a potential main keyword if you were in the dog training niche, of course. But let's now run through an example of a long tail keyword. Often, using a phrase like how to, together with one of your main keywords, can help you discover suitable long tail phrases, which can form suitable article titles too. So this is ideal for article marketing purposes, as the title's ready-made for you and is already optimized for the keyword in question, i.e. the title is the keyword and you can't get much better optimized than that, of course. So let's see an example of how this can work. For this example, I searched for how to train a dog on Google's keyword tool. So this is basically a main keyword for the niche, train dog, preceded with the phrase how to. Lots of results came back, and I've highlighted a couple here: how to house train a dog and how to potty train a dog, both good possibilities for long tail keyword phrases and both with very reasonable traffic levels. Now you need to assess the supply, or in other words, how many competing websites are out there for the same keyword phrase. And you could see a wide difference in results here. How to house train a dog with nearly 600,000 competing results, and how to potty train a dog with around a tenth of that at 64,100, yet both have the same potential traffic levels. So doing a direct comparison, you would have far more chance of ranking an article using the how to potty train a dog long tail keyword. Although it wouldn't hurt to do both. Only a few months ago, how to house train a dog was showing less than 50,000 results, so it's always subject to continual change, and it's best not to get too hung up about it, to be honest. With article marketing, just get a rough idea and then throw a lot of mud at the wall. Some will stick and some won't. In other words, the important thing is getting a good quantity of articles out there over time, using keyword research to guide it, and you'll find some articles are winners, others not so, but you'll average out at good results overall. So let's now look at an example of a keyword that wouldn't be such a hot property. At the time of doing this video, the keyword training a dog not to bite showed only 320 monthly searches, but nearly 80,000 competing pages. It could work, but the traffic levels are very low based on the amount of competition, and there are probably better keywords available. In doing your research, you'll want to research different keywords closely related in meaning, as well as discover as many new ideas as you can. A great way to do this is to use Google's Wonder Wheel technology. To access that, look for the link on the left-hand side of Google's results pages. For the dog training example, you would get results like this, and you can then click through on any of the results shown there to go deeper. For example, clicking on dog obedience training brings back something like this, and you can then continue clicking on different options, of course, and it's a great way to get new ideas for keywords that you perhaps haven't thought of. Another tip is to use the tilde character shown there on the slide before a word on Google, and it will bring back synonyms of that word highlighted within the SERPs, such as in the example shown there on the screen. You can see that Google recognises words like learning, education and schools as all being related to and synonymous with training. You can not only use this information as the basis of further keyword research. For example, you could start researching dog education, but you'll also start to understand which keywords Google understands as semantically related. The information we've been through so far on keyword research illustrates the principles of keyword research, but it can take a significant amount of time to collate all the information for different keywords from the different sources and then to make sense of it to determine which keywords have potential for you and not. Thankfully there is an easier way, and the tool I'd recommend is Word Tracker, available at submityourarticle.com/word tracker, and this allows you to collate the information a lot more quickly, and they even provide you with what they call a KEI, which stands for Keyword Effectiveness Index, which helps you to identify the potential each keyword has. Now, in the interest of being completely open, the link I've provided you with here is an affiliate link, and I would stand to earn a small commission should you decide to use their paid-for services. I've shared a lot of information with you here, and I'd certainly appreciate you going through my affiliate link, but you certainly don't have to. Instead, you can always go direct to wordtracker.com. That's completely up to you. So you enter your main niche keyword into their tool, for example dog training, and it then goes through its entire database of keyword information and brings back literally hundreds of potential results, which you can then order by KEI, competition levels and so on. At the time of doing this video, they're offering a free trial, and it's certainly worth taking a peek to get a feel for how they can help, and they also have a lot more information available on effective keyword research, finding profitable niches and so on. So again, you can go to submityourarticle.com/word tracker, or if you'd prefer to avoid my affiliate link, you can just go to wordtracker.com direct. The important thing is for you to become an expert in keyword research, and Word Tracker can certainly help you to do that. Your list of main keywords are the ones you are going to be linking back to your site with in the following ways. Submityourarticle.com allows you to set up what's called an HTML resource box, where a bit of HTML code, that is the code behind web pages, lies behind the text in the resource box and allows keywords in the resource box to link back to your website. You can see an example here of a resource box plucked at random from the submityourarticle.com article directory, where the author is linking a couple of his main keywords to his site at debtfreemaster.ca. To set this up for yourself, all you need to do is highlight the keyword in your resource box that you want to link. Click the link icon on the toolbar for the HTML resource box field as shown in the example here. Enter the URL of the page you want to link and then click OK, and you'll see the keyword then becomes linked. What this means is, for sites that accept such HTML code in the resource box, your article will be published with the keyword link linked back to your site. And as previously explained, these keyword links help search engines like Google understand what your site is about. That is, it helps your ranking for those keywords. As some final tips on this, note that it's important not to always link back with the same keyword phrase, or it starts to look unnatural. You need to keep it natural. What you need to do is cycle through the main keywords you've researched and even link back to different pages on your site so that search engines get a rounded picture of what your site is about. So if, for example, you submit 8 articles a month for a particular website, you might have a couple linking back using your top keyword and the others linking back using one of the other main semantically related keywords you have researched. Submityourarticle.com also gives you an even more powerful way to link back to your website using what we call naked articles. A naked article is essentially an article published on a blog, and the blog will be related in content to your own website, so links back to your site will be relevant, which is crucially important. But it won't appear as it would do on a normal article directory, for example. Instead, it's stripped of normal author attribution, and there will be no resource box at the end. In effect, a naked article appears no different to a blog post the blog owner may have written themselves. So how do you benefit? Where do your links come from? Instead of linking from the resource box, you have a link or two back to your site from the body of the content itself. You add the links in the same way as we've seen with the HTML resource box, so you highlight the words you want to link, click the link icon and enter your URL. But the links are only used or will only show when your article is sent to blogs and published on a blog. When the same article is sent by submityourarticle.com's distribution system to, say, an article directory or someone on our email list of publishers, for example, the links won't appear at all in the article body, and instead the resource box will be sent as normal, the article will look as normal, and so on. Naked articles give you some distinct advantages as the producer of the article, and it is also advantageous to the owner of the blog as well. For you, you get a link back to your site from a highly relevant website. Relevancy is very important and plays a big part in how much value backlinks have in terms of your SEO. And a link like this, so a naked article link, is a lot more valuable than a link from, say, a generic article directory with articles on all manner of topics. Your link also appears higher up the page than a link from a resource box would, with resource boxes typically published at the very end of an article and consequently low down the page. This gives the link higher value again, and also more potential click-through from readers of the blog post. This works in the same way that the higher you are in the SERPs, the more click-through you get. But the blog owner gets advantages too. With them winning too, of course, you stand to get published more widely and build up links more quickly than you might do otherwise, so it's certainly in your interests for them to get advantages out of this too. For example, they get relevant content sent to them on autopilot. Effectively, they don't have to worry again about keeping their content fresh. It also means the content can appear as a normal blog post, so it looks as if they could have published it themselves rather than using a free reprint article. And importantly, the links out from the content also benefits their own SEO. Essentially, because they are linking out to other relevant content and providing more value to their visitors, the search engines like that and will reward them accordingly with higher rankings. Incidentally, if you have one or more blogs and are interested in receiving high quality content automatically in the ways that we've discussed here, just go to submityourarticle.com and click on one of the links for publishers or publisher login. All you have to do is register with our publisher dashboard, and you can then enter as many blogs as you like into the system, define exactly what type of content you are looking for, and so on. So let's look now at using your long tail keywords. The purpose of your long tail keywords is to use them as the basis of new articles. Your keyword research not only gives you an idea of the type of information prospects in your particular market are searching for, but also means you can optimize your articles for those keywords and meet their need for information. To optimize your article for a keyword, and I wouldn't recommend trying to optimize an article for more than one keyword, you firstly need to include your keyword in your title, and preferably as far to the start of the title as possible. So I have some examples here. If your keyword was how to house train a dog, that in effect is a title all by itself, so we can just leave that as it is. That's a nice and easy one. If your keyword is house training older dogs, you could have the title 5 tips for house training older dogs, or perhaps even better, house training older dogs, use a colon and then 5 tips. And that way your keyword is appearing right at the very beginning of the title, which is what you're looking for. And as a final example, if your keyword is leash training dogs, your title could be leash training dogs, important mistakes to avoid. Hopefully you get the idea from these examples. But it's not just about the title, you also need to include the same keyword once or twice in the body of the article. This really depends on the length of your article. If it's only 400 or 500 words, I'd only include it once. Preferably put it in the first paragraph, and if you're including the keyword twice, put the second instance somewhere towards the middle of the article, just so it's balanced out a bit. What you can then do is add semantically related keywords elsewhere in the article. For example, for the keyword how to house train a dog, a semantically related keyword might be house training your dog, and so on. Although, to be honest, if your article is about the keyword that's in the title, you're likely to have those in there somewhere anyway. Above all, the best advice is honestly to keep the content as natural and as high quality as possible. Your keyword strategies should never be overtly noticeable to the reader of the article or squeezed in an artificial way, and publishers are certainly more sensitive to keyword integration tactics and artificial sounding articles than most people. Remember that above all you want to get published, and without that you get no results at all, so you need to keep it real and right for the reader while at the same time bearing in mind the search engines. That's the end of this video on effective keyword research for article marketing. I hope you found it useful. In fact, I'd recommend watching it for a second time, as it's really important to get to the grips with the information I've shared with you here. You can find out more about how submityourarticle.com can drive traffic, leads and sales to your website at submityourarticle.com, or if you have any questions, please use one of the support links available on the site, or leave your comments on the blog we have at submityourarticle.com. All your feedback is always very welcome. Finally, if you've found this video helpful, don't just keep it to yourself, please pass it on to others so that they can benefit from the same information too.